It says going live, so that's
Yay,
good.
we're
It's
live.
always a good sign when it's
Can you guys see and hear us?
going live. Hello, everyone. Merry
Hello.
Christmas. Even though it's over. Just like that, it's over.
Merry New Year.
Okay. Can
Hello.
everyone hear us before we even get going? It looks okay. Merry Christmas. So she must have. Auntie Ducky said Merry Christmas. Okay, good. Perfect. Thank you, guys. How was everyone's Christmas? Oh, Jen's from Guelph.
Hi, Jen. We have a lot of
Ohio,
Cape Town, New
New
York,
Cedar Rapids.
all the places.
Yep.
Cedar Rapids, where is that?
I think it said. Oh, I missed it now.
Is it LA?
Indiana.
India.
There's Cedar Rapids. I feel like there's Cedar Rapids everywhere. I feel like there's one in Michigan too.
Australia, London, Ontario, Alberta, Pennsylvania.
Who's from Brizzy?
India, San
Cotton
Diego.
Mitts, Brizzy. Hello, Brizzy.
Oh,
Iowa. I just
Iowa.
missed it.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh, we got a Victoria, Australia, Burlington,
Minnesota,
Illinois,
Ohio.
There's
Oklahoma,
we
South
got a
Carolina,
lot of people from Ohio,
Wisconsin,
Denver,
more Australia, Gold Coast,
Indiana in the house. Stephanie,
Denver.
We're drinking our tea. It's such a rainy
day,
and it's warm, but we're losing all our snow, and it's supposed to get really cold, like next week, end of this week. Sometime.
Stratford, Ontario.
Stratford. Yep, that's Kristen. She's an Instagram friend. Oh, Juanita. Oh, that's cool. Well, welcome. Welcome to book club. I hope everyone had a great Christmas.
Yep.
Did you have a good Christmas?
I had a great Christmas.
I feel like it wasn't quite.
How was yours? Did it feel Christmassy?
I love this Christmas because I could actually enjoy it because I lammed a little bit early this year.
Yeah.
But last year, I wonder if it's just because of the year.
I think it was the
with
year.
you, and you were home in the fall. I felt like there was more of a excitement in the lead up.
It was like being a kid again. Every holiday was just like this crazy, awesome thing.
Yeah, like
whereas this year, I'm just a normal person again.
Yeah, you came. I guess you had school and exams, and Jess and I went on a little winter trip to see some Christmassy stuff.
Upper
Canada Village. If you're in literally, if you're in Montreal, I think you're way closer than we are. So it was quite a drive, but it was so magical. And I was like,
so nice.
You were like, imagine being the kid that's done school today.
Yeah.
And got to go there with their parents that night. And they were all like, the kids
Everyone
were
so happy.
Everyone was so happy. There wasn't like a kid. It wasn't like Disney. No. Where half the kids are crying and half the kids are
throwing up.
And then the rest of them are happy.
Happy running around.
Yeah. But it was a good trip. Good trip. It was a good trip. Good trip too.
English is hard.
It's 27 in Australia Celsius. Take me there. Take me to the homeland. Anyway,
had some great school trips to Upper Canada Village. That'd be so fun as a kid.
It would be. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, because the place itself looks cool. Like even if it wasn't all dressed up in lights, I've never been there. That's the first time I've ever been there.
I guess we have like a similar one, don't we?
We have the Pioneer
Village?
Fanshawe? Fanshawe?
I don't know.
It's
but
in
I
London.
think we have one similar, yeah.
Anyway.
Closer, but
other than that, it was a pretty uneventful Christmas holiday.
We just relaxed.
Sort of fast.
It's always fast.
Yeah.
It always goes by way too fast.
Yeah.
But it's
cheering on the juniors. Yes. I have no idea who's winning. All I know
because there was someone lost. I saw that.
Canada. So Canada, Latvia, I think. I get all my updates on like social media, and it was the funniest reel, and it was like this so Canadian guy because he's like totally dressed in like the long toque.
Yeah. This
big guy, and he's just like looking at the score, and it was like Latvia beat Canada, and he just was like
in shock.
But someone said Latvia was doing good. Anyway, you never know. I'm rooting for the underdogs. Canada's just like probably got so much pressure.
Well, they're young, aren't they?
I think Jack said 3 of the juniors, maybe not all on Canadian teams, play for the London Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, fun fact. We have a really good Ontario hockey team here close by, our local team. So
Yeah.
fun fact, that's all I know about hockey.
That's all.
I know
that's
nothing.
all we got.
That's all. And that's only like I heard it from other people. Anyways.
28 degrees in Queensland, Australia.
Mhm.
Oh, is that what you said earlier?
Yeah, take me to your homeland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for I don't like spiders and snakes, so
I could get over it for 20 degrees
I
weather.
don't know if I
right
could.
now.
Look at all the people. Oh, Kitchener Rangers. Look at all the people here. Wow. Didn't read the book. Didn't read the book, just like the group. Perfect.
That's
As
okay.
long as you don't care about spoilers.
Or you just stay until we start spoiling things.
Yeah. So yeah, there will be spoilers. Just
But we'll disclose that before we start talking.
okay.
We'll just chat for a little while.
What books did you read in December? My December was horrible. Like I think I might have only read one.
Well, I read our book club book.
Well, I
So
read
that's
it.
one.
I got spoiled 2 months in a row, and I had already read it, so it might be a real chore to remember.
I read 2 Rebecca Yarrow's books.
Yes, you made
They
me
were
read
both
one.
very good.
I read one.
I read the book club book, and then I read Love Light Farms, which was like a Christmas
I only read one.
read.
I only read that one on our holiday.
It's okay.
I read The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros, the one you read, one of the ones, and it was very freaking sad. It was disturbingly sad, and you didn't prepare me for that.
I did. How many times
Well,
did I
that
tell
was
you I
anyway.
was so
There's a
sad.
big plot twist, and it was not
Depressing.
expected.
Only able to read book club month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Book club.
This month. Well,
Yeah.
December's so busy. So
And it's only like it does go by so fast.
yeah.
Well, because you're so busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On your yeah.
Did everyone did anyone set reading goals and did you achieve them?
Oh, for 2024.
Yeah. Because I mean the year
our end of year
year's
wrap
almost
up.
done.
Yeah, let's go through a little bit of a wrap up
Yeah.
with you guys.
So I read my goal was set for 60 books. Hold on. Please hold.
2024 reading challenge. I challenged myself 50 books and I read 59.
Yeah. And my challenge was 65 and I read 71.
I think I had a whole breakdown of stuff that I went through with you, but I don't know where it is now.
Well, it just shows you all the book covers.
What was your favorite book of 2024?
Beartown.
Beartown.
What was yours?
Oh, I read so many good books this year. I would say the Taming 7 series was probably up there.
I love how you call it Taming 7. And
what is it?
Boys of Tommen, but that's okay.
Is that the first book though, Taming 7?
No, it's the last book.
Oh, it's the first one that showed up. Sorry,
too.
Binding 13. Sorry.
Binding 13.
Yeah.
I get where you.
It's the first book that showed up on my Goodreads.
Is that your favorite?
Which?
The Boys of Tommen?
Oh, I loved it. I don't know if it was my favorite because then we got into One Dark Window.
Right.
And I had the Throne of Glass series this year.
Ooh, so Stephanie made a good comment. She said, just a reminder, there are free audiobooks on YouTube. Most of our book club books are on there.
How did I not know that?
I actually only used to do
audiobooks on YouTube.
That used to be the only thing that I would do. But then there's a few times where I'd be in the middle of the audiobook and then I'd get taken down. And I'd be like, oh.
Oh, are they sort of illegal?
Some of them are, some of them aren't. Like some of them you're totally.
Well,
it's not like it's illegal. It's just like
until it gets taken down.
They might get copyrighted.
Right. Well, thank you for that.
Ashley said my reading goal was 50, then went to 100, and have finished 105 at current. Nicely done.
That's awesome.
Nicely
Kathy
done.
challenged 24. She did 34.
Nice.
36 to 36. Goal was 12, and she read 24. You guys are slaying.
Awesome.
Challenge 500
and read 510.
Okay.
That's
iconic.
Wow. Didn't set a goal, but I read 116.
Ashley's favorite book was Nightingale.
Mm.
It's very good.
And I saw someone else said...
The Woman, I think, was up there for me.
Oh, Karen read 200. Or 219.
219. There was someone last year that killed it, too. Like, there was a lot of books.
Yeah, a lot of you guys are full-time
readers.
You guys
are good readers. Good readers. Jolene, I agreed. The Women, I think, was easily one
Your
of
favorite?
my favorite books this year.
I think
I
someone
gave
said.
Gave it to my sister-in-law for Christmas.
I think someone said A Man Called Ove, but I don't know where that
That
went.
was a good one too.
Don't know why that.
Jess, how do you track the books you read?
So I use Goodreads. Is all
Yeah.
my book
We're
trackers.
both on Goodreads.
I used to do a book journal, and I
It was
still
a
do
journal.
sometimes. I sometimes don't. Goodreads, so it's like that every single book
Yeah,
I read.
you're
gets
good
piled
at.
up.
You're
Yeah.
actually good at like commenting.
I try to do reviews
about
and
it
stuff.
too.
Yeah, but my reviews are like, oh my gosh, this author ate or something. Like it's not like intelligible reviews.
No, they're pretty good.
No,
I've read
some of
yours. I've read yours.
them.
I'm just happy to be done it, so I usually just stay done and give it a rating and run on.
Fair.
Yep. Yeah.
Any tips on getting used to ACOTAR? Just about to start the first book.
Getting used to ACOTAR?
Getting
I don't
used to ACOTAR.
Or getting like prepared for it.
Oh, maybe getting prepared for it. You really can't prepare too much.
You can't
it's one of those books you just kind of go into,
and you'll
It's a very addicting book. Like it's a pretty easy read.
It's easy
to
read.
Get sucked into.
I listened to it.
It was
my
first.
My first fantasy. I feel like you read more.
No, it wasn't my first fantasy, but it was one of my first ones, like first adult fantasies.
Yeah,
I believe
it's quite good. I think I like Throne of Glass more. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
You loved Throne of Glass.
I did love Throne of Glass. I like the main character. Well,
we're in sync.
Well, my tea's almost gone.
Same.
Do we get into this book? These poor people are waiting and waiting and waiting.
Do we want to talk about
Two Twisted Crowns?
So now is the disclosure. If you don't want any spoilers, do not keep watching. You can always come back and watch.
Pretty tabs in there.
I know, I tapped a lot.
Jess is a hardcore reader.
Only when it's a book I like. And not even that. It has to be like, it has to have this little thing in it that just makes me go, ooh. I want to highlight this right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is your sign to stop watching this if you have not read Two Twisted Crowns, because we will be talking about it in full spoilers. So, yes, this is your sign. Proceed with caution. You have been warned.
All right.
So,
do you want me to go through the questions?
Well, we should probably start with the rating.
Okay.
What did we rate it?
Stephanie says a 5. I thought I saw a 6. Kathy says a 6. Wow. So I'm so happy you guys liked it.
It's a full 5 stars for me.
Full 5 stars. Jess is a toughie.
Yeah. It was definitely 5-star.
Jen's 4.5.
3, 4.5.
5,
6.
3. Julie's
5,
only a 3.
4.5.
4, 5. A lot of 4.5s.
Yeah.
I did 5 easily.
Yeah, it was a 5 for me. Yeah. I was very addicted to it.
So that means you like this book better than one.
Definitely. To me, this one had so much more depth and so much more going on with the plot. And yeah, to me that was oodles better. Yeah,
it was very action packed. This one, it was like almost like in the first book, it was almost like I'm gonna make this 3 books. And then she got to the second book. She's like, nope.
No, I actually just wanted 2. I'm going to put everything in this one.
My YouTube channel's like that a lot. I like get partway through it. I'm like, this is too long for one.
Or now we're just going to talk about everything.
This is too, But it's relatable is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, it felt like the second book was like 2 books in one.
Yeah, actually, Stephanie's making a good point. There's a lot of info, though. Kind of wish she broken it down into a trilogy. I agree. Or just,
of all the books,
or just split it up a bit more strategically between the 2 books.
Yeah,
like some of the info that
in the first book,
it felt a bit info dumpy. This one, and I wish some of it was in the first book.
Like some of maybe the Shepherd King's backstory and stuff. Maybe.
Yeah, some of the Shepherd King, and maybe even like. I wish there was a bit more with Ione and Elm in the first book, so then it didn't seem. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved them, and I loved everything about that, but it
seemed like their book.
A few times I felt insta-lovey, and I felt like there's a little bit too much light on them, and sometimes I was like, okay, we can watch these other guys. But then when we moved to other guys, I was like, okay, you guys are kind of boring.
Now I went back to them. It was sort of timed.
It was
okay that way.
Yeah, I don't know. I see both sides.
What do we got here?
Yeah, so I feel like some of the history should have been in the
In the
first
first book.
book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would
and
have
brought
brought
more
balance. I
balance.
agree.
Yeah.
I think some of the
The
Shepherd
first book was
King,
so slow compared to
because
this.
I almost screwed up talking about this with you because you didn't even know he's called the Shepherd King.
No, you did. Yeah, you're like,
But
the Shepherd King. I'm
but I
like,
mean, it's called the Shepherd King series. Like I didn't
know it was called that.
It's in all the Goodread. Like it says it right on the thing in brackets. I'm pretty sure Shepherd
No,
King.
yeah, it does.
Book 1, book
it does
2.
do that, but I didn't look at Shepherd.
Anyway, I almost wrecked it.
I mean, that's not really a major spoiler, to be honest. Because you learn about the Shepherd King as you're learning that is the
Yeah.
Shepherd King. So it's all right. Okay, do we want to start with the first
Sure.
question?
What was your initial impressions
Of the book? I think at the beginning, the book was like really fast paced. I loved seeing like the development of Elm and Ione because
Yeah.
there was so much happening between the two of them at the start.
Yeah.
But then it did slow down a bit.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot for like 50 pages. And then
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Because it's part of the
Slower.
cliffhanger, sort of.
Yeah, it felt like a carrying on from the
Yeah.
last bit.
So they had to do that
Yeah.
to capture
Yeah.
the people that hung on from the first.
But yeah, my definitely initial impression, I immediately went to you and I was like, oh, I love this. This
Yeah.
is going to be so good.
Yeah. I was very
What about
excited
you?
that she was reading it. Oh, I got to remember it. But I find it because I read these two back to back. I find it hard to remember to separate the two. I found that really hard when we did book club last month too, because I didn't want to ruin it. But I thought it was such a seamless transition between the two books. Like it just felt like it felt like a new just the next chapter.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like, I know we changed characters a little bit, but it felt very organic. Like it felt right the way it evolved into this book.
Yeah.
I just cannot get over the writing and the thought, like
she thought
the cleverness of this whole system and the mist and
the history.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in it, but
and the trees even
like everything. This whole book is just, I loved it. I just love the series. I can't get over it. Yeah.
I'm seeing, so I saw one comment from Stacks. At first it felt like it was a bit all over the place, but once you got into the flow,
the flow was better. Yeah.
I agree. Like at
the beginning it was like,
because you went from being in only Elspeth's POV.
Yes.
And it was her.
Yeah.
To she's not even the POV anymore. Yeah. Her POV was so confusing at first.
That
took me a long time to figure out that she's in some weird
are you dead? Are you in limbo? Are you
I was so confused
underwater? Like where are you?
That was
it was weird.
Really weird. But yeah, you went from just being in Elspeth's POV to it started off in her POV, but you didn't know like the prologue.
Like where were you?
Literally no idea what's going on with her. Yeah. And then part 1, you're in Raven's POV. Yeah. So like that was a difference between the first book and the second book.
A little more Raven.
Adding in multiple POVs. We had Raven, we had Elm. We had
Was the first book all in her POV?
It was all in her POV.
Oh, okay. That
was a big change.
Yeah, that would have been a shock to the system.
I personally loved it because I am a dual POV kind of girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
and even had Elms. Right? Didn't have Iones, just Elms.
Just Elms. Yeah. It was Elm, Raven, and Elizabeth, and the Shepherd King. They all had POVs.
Right.
But even the Shepherd King, his was Elspeth. So sometimes you go into Elspeth and you're like, will it be Elspeth or will it be the Shepherd King?
Yeah.
It was a little confusing with that.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like,
yeah.
That was kind of a chaotic beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, once
it was a chaotic end.
Once you get into the flow of it, you understand.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Elspeth is in no man land.
You know what?
In his brain.
Maybe I am not finding it. I didn't find it difficult because I was listening to it. So they had different voices.
It makes a very big difference.
Yeah. So I didn't have that confusion of like I didn't find it very chaotic.
We know whose POV we're in because it says Raven.
Right.
But yeah, there was times where I
I
don't look at that. I just keep reading.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, wait, who? Because it's also in first person.
Yes.
First person?
When they're talking
third
about
person. Third person.
Oh.
So it's like Raven went to go do this. And I'm like,
but it's in Raven's.
Was the first book in third person?
I don't know.
First person?
I can't remember. These guys will know.
I don't know. If anyone knows. Like, did that change? I feel like it kind of did. Because I think in Elspeth it was
It
still
was like I and me.
I me. Yeah, it was I me.
And she still
I put
is.
in
And
my
she still
magic,
is. Yeah.
my infection, and then you go into theirs and it's in third person.
Okay.
That took me a minute
Okay.
too because
Okay.
that's
I think again in audiobook you don't pick it up. You don't as
yeah,
much
you don't
because it's a different
you're
voice.
not you don't pick up every little thing
No,
with
no.
audiobook.
Yeah.
At least I don't.
She Stack says is both in third person. Oh.
But then everyone else was in third. All but Elspeth.
Elspeth was in
Yeah.
first. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Hard to imagine Elspeth looking like the monster. Yeah, I also
Yes, I
had
know.
a really hard time visualizing that because I kept imagining
I
the
know.
monster on the card, and then I'd be like, "Oh wait, no, but it's Elspeth," and
Yeah.
everyone else thinks it's Elspeth,
Right.
like who don't understand
Right.
that there's a monster in her head.
That's right.
Yeah. What's the next question?
Did it live up to your expectations after reading One Dark Window?
For me, it exceeded them. Like my biggest after reading One Dark Window, what did I say? Like my favorite, what my hope is for the next book was to see more of Ione and Alm, which I got.
You love them in the first
and
book.
I expected to get that. And I also wanted to see more of the Shepherd King story, which we also got, and I loved that.
Yeah.
Like, that whole story, I
was
not expecting that.
And it was
all,
very,
and it was
his
really
whole
well done.
story was so human too, just
so
about
good.
chasing that
Chasing
and
the power,
losing sight of what's most important.
Yeah,
like it was so
like,
well.
I get that he was doing it for the right reasons,
but then he
because,
lost sight.
Like he got the maiden card because his daughter was
but then
slowly, like not dying, but like what do they call it?
Like fading.
Yeah, I guess. So he made the maiden card to help her.
Right.
Like it's funny, and then eventually he got corrupted.
Yeah, like he just
power.
Yeah.
And then other people who had cards got corrupted.
Like the
his
friends.
best friends.
Yeah, like that was
got
such
corrupted because he had the card and wanted more cards.
It's a very good reminder of like when you start chasing things that are not as important. Yeah.
It's very, very true.
Yeah. It was such a good book. Like
it was really fun.
So did it live? I loved One Dark Window and I loved it.
A lot of people are saying it exceeded their expectations.
Yeah, I don't know why I loved One Dark Window so much. I just really loved it.
Well, you probably also because you read them together.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because I remember you gave it a 4.5. I'm like, oh, what? Hurt my heart. How was the pacing of the book? We sort of talked a little bit about that, eh? This one was really
fast paced,
chocked full.
And I understand, like, I could see people going the way like too fast paced for their likings because it was so much going on. But I personally liked it because I found it was just really entertaining.
Right.
Like it made it go by faster. And I kept reading because it's like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Right. So I liked the pacing. What about you?
Yeah, I don't remember it. I don't remember being bored or like, oh, this is too slow. But again, listening to it, you don't remember when you just fade off a little bit, like when you're driving or when you're working. Like, and I might have done that, but I feel like this really captured I feel like I was in the world. Like that's the thing. When it's a good fantasy book on Audible, I like escape right into it.
Awesome.
Yeah. How did you feel about Elspeth and Raven's How did you feel about Elspeth and Raven's relationship? How it evolved?
Yeah. Do you want to go first?
I would say having the monster as that sort of overprotective,
like father figure almost,
middleman almost, and a father figure. She did not have a father really. Mm-hmm. I thought it was really cute. Like I thought it was really endearing. I liked how it made that sort of insta-lovey in the first book.
Yeah, it slowed it down.
Then it slowed it down because I hate that. I'm like, I like it when there's tension and it takes a long time.
They don't like each other. And then
I love that. And then
they hate that they like
and
each
then
other.
they're together. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I love that he became her, and it was like, okay, this is gonna prolong it till the very end. And I loved that because it forced them to get to know each other inside her head. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. And that says a lot too, is like, you need to, like, it's not about the body, like the physical form.
Yeah.
It's about what's inside.
Yeah.
Which I thought also was clever.
Clever. See, I think I have a funny opinion on it because
Oh.
I didn't like. There was a lot of things that annoyed me actually. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
So something that really bothered me.
I'm so biased. 'Cause I loved it.
Was I really didn't like how Raven was never upset that she didn't tell him. Because I think
Oh.
realistically, the fact that he just got over it so fast and was like, "Oh, that's fine. You have a monster in your head." I really didn't like how he was just over that, and then he just got mad at himself for breaking their rule and going. You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't stop beating himself up for going into her head,
Oh,
like using the card
right.
when he promised not to. And I was like, "You're supposed to be mad. Why are you not mad at all?
'Cause he's a good
like
guy.
you're not mad.
Right.
Like
It didn't seem
it didn't
believable.
seem realistic. I'm like,
yeah.
are you not mad at all? Like, and I think it's because he took it out on the Shepherd King. Like,
Yeah.
he was mad at the Shepherd King, not
Yeah.
anything else. But
Yeah. Excuse me.
Jen said, I think he was okay with it because he had his own secrets, which is true.
Yes.
he did.
He did.
He did.
That's right.
Love is Blind. I think he wanted to love her regardless. True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's more mad with him than her. Also true. Like, I get it. Like, there was nothing she could have done, and there was a reason why she didn't tell him. I don't know. I just was like, there could have been more drama.
You want a little more
I want more
tension.
drama.
You wanted more time.
Because I think it's the same thing as what you said. I really don't like Insta Love, and that series
It
felt
could-
very Insta Lovey.
That's when it was almost too quick, the first book.
Yeah. I was like, you guys could have gone together in the second book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like they could have done like the whole they never got their moment and
Yes.
he's mad because
yeah.
she's no longer there.
Yeah.
And like that could have, I don't know, been done.
That's
a
your
little-
alternate.
Yeah, alternate situation.
Yep.
I don't know.
How did you feel about the villains in this story?
Well, before we go to the villains, we should
okay.
probably talk about Ione and Elm too. 'cause
Oh, yes,
their
sorry.
relationship-
They were next. I just skipped them.
Their relationship was also okay. Wait, sorry. Kathy said, "Insta love does bother me. Wishing they dragged it out in the second book
Yes.
to actually fall for each
Yes.
other." Yes.
Yes.
Like I wish,
Like that whole section could have been
like
moved
I wish
over.
in the first.
Or you
book,
could have seen at least
Well, I
seen it
just
with
wish in the
Raven when she
first-
was hurt.
Yes.
And then you could really see him go, oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes, I wish there was
You
more
know?
like brooding and like
Yeah.
angst.
Yeah.
And then when the whole moment happens where she was taken by
Yeah.
Hoth, he like
Then he's like,
loses
"Oh,
his
I'm too
crap.
late.
Like he
I'm-
loses
yeah.
his crap.
Yeah.
Gets mad at everyone because he's all protective over her, even though he was like mad at her. That like it could have been done more tensiony, angsty. But
How dare her?
I like angst, so
Yeah,
maybe
I
she
do
doesn't.
too. I do too.
And then when it comes to Ione and Elm,
I'm going to leave this with you. I need to blow my nose.
okay.
And you guys do not need to witness me blowing my nose
It's
because
very
it's
aggressive.
quite a horn. You'll
Um,
probably hear it. Sorry.
Now I feel
Ione and Elm.
feel,
I'll be right back.
feel lost all by myself. Oh my gosh! Thank you, Horace Lumber. Good job, Sandy and Jess. As soon as Mom leaves, I get a comment. You just be you. Be proud of who you are and who. This is really unedited, Jess, right here. Just be you. Be proud of who you are, and don't let anyone make you feel bad about who you are. That's so cute. That's really sweet. Okay. Yes, she did get a cold. She is very sick right now. Kathy said, I loved how he toyed with Ione, tried to mess with her and make her feel things despite her maiden guard. I loved that so much. Like, I like how they. Oh, you are blowing your nose in here.
Nope. I'm just
Okay.
making sure there's no
Remnants?
seepage.
What was he saying?
You were talking about Ione and
Elm.
Elm and
Yeah, so
How
he
he
like
did-
toyed with her
Yeah.
to make her feel things despite the main
yes.
because
And I
he
think she
could
did.
tell, and he could tell that that's the one thing she really wanted.
Yeah.
And I did like their whole like mission that they went on
Yeah.
together. Thank you, Sarah. I love you and your mom's vlogs. Keep being
Aw.
awesome.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
That's so sweet.
Can I like them? Oh no, I can't.
There
we
you go.
Wait, I'm gonna heart the other one.
Oh, and a horse lover. Sorry, guys, we're so bad at. Yeah.
No, I said thanks.
Oh, good.
You're gone.
Was I blowing my schnoz?
You're blowing your schnoz.
Mm.
Um.
So we were talking about Ione and Elm.
Yeah, I loved those two. I thought they were really cute. They also.
I couldn't wait for her to be her. Because
I
I'm
know.
like, you love her this
And
way.
I love.
And I'm like, you are going to.
And
But I
he
guess they knew
loved-
each other.
and
He did love her.
and
He
I
did love
love
her
how,
like that.
I love how he showed, like, I know you.
Yeah.
Like,
He
I
goes,
know
I
you
remember
think I
you on the
don't."
horse.
And she was all like, "You only love me because of my maiden card." And he's like, "No,
No, I knew
like,
you before.
And then he pulled out his like memories
Yeah.
of her and the horse. I
Yeah.
was like, "Shut up! This is
Yeah.
so cute."
Yeah.
And then the scene where she finally gets her maiden card and she like
Yeah.
disables it or whatever.
Yeah.
And she breaks down and he stays with her. And then eventually she gets mad and kicks him out and he sits at the door. I was so
He's
done. They were by far my favorite couple.
Yeah.
I liked them better than Raven
Retriever.
and Elspeth.
Retriever.
I like those two better.
I like it when the side characters make a really good.
A really good story.
Story
They
all on
weren't
their
even
own.
side characters at that point.
No, they were. They really were the second book.
Like
Yeah.
the leading actor.
Yeah, they
like,
really were.
leading actors, leading characters.
Yeah.
Stax said, "Yes, I loved her so much," and he loved her even though she wasn't herself
Yeah.
and wanted
wanted
to help.
Yeah. I need an elm in my
Me
life.
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Retriever. Retriever.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. She said we need more dad vlogs too. What were your thoughts on them?
Oh, I loved that they were part of the second book because I loved them in the first
Yeah,
two,
me
in the
too.
first book
Yeah.
too, as like the side. And you knew there was something there.
You know, yeah.
There was like a little
You can
flame.
feel it. You can feel it.
Yeah. So
That's almost how I wish they did though with the other characters.
know.
Like just slow it down a bit with.
Yeah.
But I guess that was like the main plot of the first book was those two and their romance.
Yeah. Yeah. They had to. There has to be
Because
the
there's
main,
nothing else
the main sitch. Yeah.
Nothing else crazy going on. in
No.
others.
No. So we go on to the villains.
Yeah, let's talk about the villains.
How did you feel about the villains of the story?
So Mom and I were like trying to talk about who the villains necessarily were.
Right.
Hoth was obviously
Yeah,
the main
I didn't like that guy.
the main villain for sure.
And I truly thought he was gone and out of our life. So that whole plot twist,
I was surprised by that.
I was like, no. Keep him out. I didn't like that guy.
Yeah.
I don't like that guy.
I hated Hoth.
Yeah, I did
He
not
was
like
such
him.
a jerk.
Yep, and I know a book needs the bad guy, but I didn't like him.
So Joanna said Ione's dad was also a villain.
Yes. Yeah. In one of those annoying
ways. But did he come back at the end?
I don't think so.
I think he did.
I feel like her dad
Her
did,
dad
but I
definitely
don't
made
think
up.
he did.
I think he had a moment.
Did he save her at
He
the
had a
very
moment.
end?
I think
Did he
he
save her at the very
saved
end?
Ione at the end.
Did he? And
Or he
they.
tried and then he was like tied up or whatever.
So I thought at the end, him and the dad were running to the safe house
Yeah.
or whatever.
Like they were saved.
And then what did he do? Oh God, I can't remember.
But I think Ione was like, "I'm never gonna forgive you," or something like that.
they tried to forgive him. It said.
Like I
Do
think
you guys remember? Like I can't remember what happened to the uncle.
Sarah again.
Sarah. Oh my God. Drink lots of OJ. I had a little bit of OJ with my mimosas on
I don't know if that's how that
Christmas
works.
Day.
Okay, so Kathy said kind of, but not really. He came
Okay.
back to the wedding. He came to the
Oh,
wedding and was
right.
back because people weren't going to forgive him.
Right. Okay.
Was at the back. Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't remember that sort of ending well. So yeah, I
Hoth
did.
was terrible.
Yeah, and then the dad, the king, I didn't like him.
Yeah, the king, he didn't last
I
long.
didn't like him. So that was kind of glad he kind of went. Loved how Elm did that whole switcheroo thing and then was able to marry Ione.
Yeah, that
and
was
I was
pretty
like,
iconic.
yeah.
Well, he couldn't marry Ione.
Or like,
He didn't make it that far.
right.
But he
But
tried.
like,
He tried. Yeah,
but he did
planned
all
that out.
Yes, he planned all that out. And you knew he was up to something. Like, I sort of knew that was happening,
'cause
but
he
it
took
was like,
he took the marriage certificate. But
there was still, it
the
was very
other
anxious.
villain I kind of want to talk about. I know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on the Shepherd King.
Yeah.
Like
I
he definitely was kind of a villain in the first book in
I
a
think he was
way,
portrayed as one
and then
'cause he was
you get his full
sinister.
story,
Yeah.
and
And then you're like,
he was definitely
"Oh."
morally gray,
Yes.
like very morally gray.
Yeah.
But I would argue he's not really a villain. Like I personally I love morally gray characters. They add so much drama.
Well, he had, I guess, his reasons for being that way
yeah.
now. So, yeah, and like we said at the beginning of the book, he did it
He had a
at
reason
the
for everything
beginning, he did it for the right reasons, and then it sort of turned into obsession, I would say.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was an addiction.
Yeah,
He was addicted to
really. Like,
getting
it
more
was a
cards.
very good metaphor for just
He couldn't stop.
taking things too far and not being able to stop, yeah. And then at the, you know, at the for this at the sake of his family,
Yeah.
lost his family for it.
Alexandra said his fatherly love for her was pretty redeeming, and the
Yeah.
fact that he was trying to fix his wrongs so he could go back to his kids. I agree.
Or, like, carrying the sister, you reminded me of
Yes.
that. Like, he would
Carrying-
not let
yeah, he was
wouldn't
carrying
let
Raven's-
Raven take the sister. He's
Yeah.
like, "I've got her."
He was like
I was like,
he
oh.
and he called her Tilly.
Yes,
by
by
accident?
accident. Yeah,
Was it? Yeah, it was Tilly because in
Tilly.
his mind
he could see
he couldn't
her.
stop seeing her as his
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was really.
oh my god, I cried my eyes out at that moment. I
Yeah,
was like,
he
"No,
was
this
really. Yeah,
He was.
I
I
quite-
actually loved the Shepherd King. He really grew on me. I actually liked him in the first book though.
I did too
which
because he
kinda
was funny.
But and you also knew that he saved.
Okay,
Thanks
well,
again, Sarah. You're spoiling us.
Sorry,
I'm just gonna keep talking really loudly.
I thought I got over this cold, but I'm really
It's hitting you right
I'm
now.
really congested tonight.
Um,
Sorry, so embarrassing. This is why I don't like live. I can't edit this
That's
out.
just how it is.
You're just reading the comments, or
Yeah,
have you
sorry.
have you like lost? Are you lost in space?
A little bit of both.
I'm reading my questions, so.
Alexander said, "Yeah, the riddle talk was annoying at first."
I was like,
Actually,
I was actually mesmerized because like these rhymes are
I
great.
can't believe she just.
I
yeah,
know
she's
she can
very
write.
poetic.
The girl can write.
She's very poetic.
Yeah. Do you want me to read up? Okay, so you said, did you consider the Shepherd King a villain after hearing the story?
Yeah.
So you would say no.
I don't think he was.
You
a
would say
villain.
no.
I think he was morally gray.
Morally gray.
That's how I would describe him. But yeah, I think he had his reasons for what he did. Even like at the end though, I found it interesting when Raven was like, we can let him, like, we can get you out of her head now. And he was like, I know. You've been able to this whole time.
Yeah.
I just wasn't ready yet. And then at the end, he's like, okay, I'm ready now.
And she wasn't really.
And she wasn't. Oh my god, that
so
killed
like
me.
her reaction to like losing him was that's when you knew how much he meant to her.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
killed me.
Because she didn't have a dad. He gave her up,
Yeah.
basically. Like,
well, I will say though, I would be interested, like I would in my head, in the ending of that story and how it proceeds in my head, that they make up, her and her father.
yeah, I think so too.
Because you can tell at the end, like he took care for her because he was mad, very, very mad at his brother for giving her up.
Yeah.
Like he was so bad.
Yeah.
Which I loved that scene too when they were.
And he
brought
was
in
very
front of
on it. Like, well, I guess I don't know. Did they have the truth serum too at that one point?
Yeah, he had to him.
Yeah.
And he didn't fight it. He was just like,
He didn't
yeah.
fight it. No.
But he knew he was not fighting it.
No, that's true. How did you feel about the way the Shepherd King stopped the cycle using Elm?
Yeah.
And was
I
that
love that.
surprising?
I was surprised.
I was surprised because
a part of me
you
thought it
assume
would
he's
be
the
like
bad guy.
Elspeth would take over the
Yeah.
throne just because she was our main character.
I thought
So
it was
I found it was surprising,
Ione.
but in a good way. Like I enjoyed that it was someone else.
Well,
Like that it was still Elm.
Yeah.
But like I enjoyed the way the Shepherd King discussed it with Raven. And he
Yeah.
was like, you know the throne's not going to you, right?
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny. Thanks again, Sarah. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I just love I love the fact that because he's so depicted as bad, you wouldn't think that Like, it was a surprise when he first said, like, "No, it's gonna be Elm,"
Yes.
because you think he's sinister and he'd want everyone, to
He
suffer, but
wanted
he
it to
did
be a
he
good
did
guy.
want it to be he did want change for good.
And that's why he stayed in
So that's when he
Elspeth,
turned,
was
like,
to
not villain, even for me too.
Yeah, that was
'Cause
that was at the end though, after his
well,
story.
like, you knew it wasn't the turn,
yeah,
but
it
like,
was
it
like
was sort of the
yeah.
concrete of the, "Yeah, this guy was a good
Yeah,
guy,"
that makes
and that was
sense.
his plan all along.
Sarah wants to know what your dog's name is.
Which one?
Yours.
Mine?
Yeah.
Kinsey?
Yeah,
Kinsey.
Kinsey. Lucy, Viper, and Kinsey.
Lucy Piper Kinsey.
But yeah, I'm going back to the other question that we had, I think. What was the question you just answered?
How did you feel about the way the king stopped the cycle?
Right. But I'm going to go back to the other one.
The other one was, did you consider the Shepherd King a villain?
Because I see some good comments. So Ashley said sometimes the best intentions lead down a bad path.
Yep.
Which definitely happened
Yep.
with
Him.
him.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
And then sometimes was yeah, I think that's the main one I saw.
Her
Oh, I
dad,
actually didn't notice that.
her dad
her
gave
dad
her
gave
up.
her up. And the
and the
Shepherd King
gave his children up.
Never thought
Yeah.
about it that way.
I didn't
But at
either.
the end, in a way, they were all reunited back
For-
to each other.
Yes.
Like
both,
her dad and
both were.
her
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
and his
that's
family.
that's a really good point.
That's probably why they were so bonded too.
Yes,
'Cause
likely.
he understood what she was going through,
Yes.
and she
He needed her.
unknowingly sympathized with what he was going
Yes.
through.
Yeah, because she didn't know his story.
That's
That was a
interesting.
good one, actually.
Yeah, I
That
didn't
was
think about
well
that.
done.
I didn't think about that.
So plot twist in our books was
Yeah.
you thought there was a couple.
Yeah, I think one of the main ones was the Shepherd King story
Yeah.
and how he relates to Raven.
Yes.
I thought if anything,
Or-
he was going to relate
like
to
related
Elspeth. Yeah.
to Raven. Yeah.
Like I thought if anything, he was going to be related to Elspeth. So that
Because they have
surprised
the
me.
same last name, right? They have the same last name.
Who?
The Shepherd King and Raven. Did they have the same last name?
Taxus, yeah.
Oh, Taxes. Is that Raven's last name? No.
I don't know. Well, no. So like their last name was the Shepherd King, like whatever. It was that tree.
Oh, right.
But like the tree, like he renamed them to the tree.
Oh, okay.
But I think I really got confused with the whole Taxus.
Yeah, that's
like is Taxus the Shepherd
or was
King's
his first name
or
was
his
that
last name?
Was it his first name? Maybe.
I don't know. Does anyone know? Is Taxus the first name or the last name? First name?
No, Raven.
U, but wasn't.
Oh,
Taxus
Raven U,
an
but
old
wasn't.
name? Yes. Okay. So Taxus
Oh, right.
was the
You're
name
right.
for the tree, and then he for the old
Taxus
tree.
is the genus of conifers where the U's belong. So a genus is like your genus of species. So
your
it's
last
like
name?
so they're just saying it's a different
Tree.
it's a different name of the same tree.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So okay. So then he renamed them to the U's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your weeds have different scientific names as to what we
True,
call
yeah.
them. So that's what
True. Same
genus-
idea.
Same idea.
Same idea.
Are they saying anything else there? So that was sort of the big plot twist. Sort of the big plot.
There was another one with the
twist.
community. It's kind of was a plot twist too, where
Yeah,
all
where
the people who get sent out into the mist, they all had their own community.
that was a shock.
that
like,
was a crazy
'cause
whole side.
you didn't think you'd ever hear about Ione's family again. Like, where
Yeah.
did they just disappeared? Or like no one knew where they went.
And then another plot twist was Hoth surviving.
Hoth surviving.
And
I didn't
him
like that
killing
one.
the king and
Oh.
like all that havoc he wreaked.
He just came back for blood.
And then he took all the cards and
Yeah.
all that. He
Yeah.
just
It was a good,
he was
like
chaotic.
they do a really good villain. He did a really
He
good villain.
did do a good
like,
villain, but
'cause
I
I-
hated him so much.
I was just like, kill this guy.
Yeah, I was like, someone please kill him off.
Yeah.
And then Raven tried. Oh my god, I got so mad at
Oh.
the Shepherd King for leaving him with Raven. I'm like, do you really think Raven can handle this, dude? No. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Just kill him.
Yeah. And
'Cause
then
you know
he
dang well
almost
the Shepherd King can just like yeet, you're dead.
yeah, and
Like, why didn't you just do that?
because he had to get the thing by midnight, right?
Yeah, it's still.
Um so any unresolved plot points or lingering questions left. So I would say that community.
The only thing that, unless I'm not remembering correctly, like I know that Ione's family comes back for the wedding, but does the community come back to Blunder, or like are they always in the like outskirts?
I
Because
don't
like the mist would be gone,
yes, so maybe they all
So
just
to-
come back. I would say they all
or are
came
they their
back.
own community and they just like
Because the mom and
come and
I
get
think the
groceries
mom
at
and the
Blunder? Like I'm very
I
confused.
think the sisters and stuff.
The
were-
sisters, the family comes back because they're there for Ione's wedding.
yeah. So they
But do
must
they just come back to town?
they must be
Like,
back. It must be like poof and the mist is gone and everybody's
Yeah.
happy.
I kind of wish that community like came and showed up for the fight.
Yeah.
Like that to me,
Like
that
its
would have
own
been like
tribe. Like its
yeah,
own
like they joined
yeah.
forces with
Yeah.
to fight back.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Stephanie said I think they were welcomed back.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think once the mist was gone, they're like poof and
Kathy said I think it was wrapped up. Like there wasn't much more you could write
in the actual
with the
plot.
actual plot. Anything more would be another
Yep.
arc.
You're true.
Yeah.
That's so true. So true.
Yeah.
No, they did it. They did good.
Oh right, yeah. Stephanie said because with the card, the new card, everyone who had the infection was healed if they wanted to be healed.
Right.
So yeah, everyone was
Right,
welcomed
right.
back because they healed people who wanted to be
Right.
healed.
Right.
But then Elm said like if you don't want to be healed, you're still
not
welcome.
Yes, you're not
Like,
going to be.
don't worry about
You're
it.
not going to be punished for it.
Yeah. That's true. I kind of forgot about that whole
Yeah.
scene with the card.
Yeah, because that was at the very end, wasn't it?
Yeah, because Elspeth like wakes up and she
Yeah.
finds out about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on at the very end.
Yeah.
A lot of things in the last few pages too.
Yeah.
Did the ending provide closure?
I think
For
so.
you.
Yeah.
I think so
Yeah,
too.
I thought it wrapped up really nicely with them. The wedding was cute. The only thing I kind of wish we got closure on was seeing the Shepherd King reunite with his family.
Yeah, that would have been.
That would have been my only like. I wish I could see that.
Yeah.
Maria said I wish there was more with Emery. Yeah.
The
'Cause he
boy.
healed,
I know.
And he was like all playful with
yes.
Raven again when
Yes.
Elspeth woke up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all you really saw of him.
Yeah.
And they did all that.
The whole family
Really,
was interesting. Like the sis Jesper was cool.
Jesper was cool.
Like
I would have loved to see Jesper get with someone too.
Like
that
her
would've been
own,
fun.
or her own book too. Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Babe,
lot of really well developed characters in that.
do you
book.
have an alternative ending?
I don't think so.
I mean, Raven and Elspeth could have got married.
I kind of like that was Elm because he wanted to make her his queen.
Well, yeah, they had to.
Throughout the whole book, he was like,
They're-
"You're gonna be my queen.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
no,
my queen."
yeah.
He committed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
thought it was good.
those two seem sort of like they got a lot of stuff to figure out too.
Yeah, they're a hot
Like she's
mess.
just got someone out of her head. So
she's
so
not
yeah,
getting married
maybe.
anytime soon.
Yeah.
Stephanie said, I liked how it ended.
More about
I love
Emery.
that Raven could see the spirits with the mirror. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that too. I like that. There's so many storylines.
Yeah.
Like you had Elspeth in her mind, Raven seeing his family,
Yep.
who wanted to see the Shepherd King, and you got the Shepherd King story, you
Yep.
got Elm's backstory, you got Ione's story
Yep.
with the mirror and Hoth. Like there was so much in that book.
There was.
In 400 pages.
I know. It was it's a compressed book for almost.
Like she
was
could
in
have
it.
made that book 800 pages and I would understand.
Yeah.
It was crazy. There's a lot.
We liked it.
Kathy said I could have seen Raven becoming the king, and Elm becoming his advisor. But it wouldn't have broken the cycle.
That's right.
It would have been
Perpetuated.
perpetuated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked how it ended. It was well done, and it was nice that it was like the Shepherd King's plan all the
Yeah, he had
like it was orchestrated.
Yeah.
So everything happened the way it was supposed to happen, and
Yeah.
the ending is supposed to be. It was planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
like
agree.
It was like his second chance to make stuff right, and he did
Yes,
it. He did it right.
He did.
Yeah. Yeah, he did good. He did stuff for the right reasons, and he did it. the right way.
Yes.
Favorite and least favorite thing that happened in the book.
I think my favorite. What's your favorite?
My favorite.
There's a lot I loved.
We just talked
I
about this
know.
before we
I
turned
think
on the
one
camera.
of my favorite parts was seeing that whole journey that Raven and them went on.
Yeah,
to get
that
their
was
card.
cool.
That was a cool, like, seeing the community
Yeah.
getting stolen by the community, having to fight, and then going through the water, and like every part of that
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I don't know if that's my favorite though. I don't know what my favorite would be.
I said what it was right before
Anyone
we
else?
started. Where's my brain? And it was so it was so
I liked
awesome.
how Taxus strengthened Elspeth and she softened him. That's really cute.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, their bond was actually
I loved their bond. I like the strong female character. I like a strong female character, so I loved the boldness of Ione. Yeah. Ione was a great
she was a and when
character.
she was Ione, she was just a free spirit strong woman.
Yeah. She was a good mix of the two.
I loved
two versions of
her.
herself.
Yeah, I loved her and I loved the sister. They were good female
There
characters.
was so much I loved about that book.
Oh, I have a favorite thing about this book, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
I don't remember what you said.
You agreed, though. Sorry. I should have wrote it down. My memory is garbage right now. What's the least favorite thing? Halise.
She said, so dark, but I really loved when Hoth was pulled into the tower and infected when his charm was cut off. That
so dark.
was so iconic. That was an ultimate death drop.
Yeah.
Death drop, mic drop. Death drop. That too, I guess.
Yeah, Hoth not dying the first time.
Yeah, that was probably my least favorite. His revival was my least favorite.
I really did not like him.
No.
But which made him like such a good villain.
Yeah, she did a great job writing him. Like every detail. I was like, yeah, you're annoying.
Oh, I know what it was. My favorite part of this whole book was the found family between
Elm,
and Raven, and how his family took him in because he was just so beaten and
from Hoth, and he had no one to go to.
He had like, no one. He couldn't go to the king. Couldn't go to anyone, and they took him in, and he didn't break because of he literally was broken, but he didn't break because of that family. And I told Jess, it goes to show you the greater meaning behind all this is that you only need that one person. Yeah. When you're when you're at your lowest low, you just need that one person. And it was I loved that. I love when it's two guys too. Yeah. Because it's just
they had a really
love those bond. Two. Even beyond
even him with all of the family.
Yes. The whole family and how he spars with Jasper too. And and how he didn't trust Elspeth for a while because he's so protected.
I liked.
Yeah,
but I like that because
it was so
I was
protected.
Finally someone doesn't trust.
Yeah.
So
I really loved.
Brenda said, Ione saving Elm from the highwaymen.
Yeah.
That was pretty iconic scene.
Yes. With her. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it gave me Harry Potter and
Weasley
vibes.
Yes, thank you. It's that
very much same
brother
energy.
From a different mother. You're always welcome here.
Yeah. And even in Harry Potter, it's Ron's whole family brought Harry in.
Yes. And it's the family he never had and it's all he needed to survive. Yeah.
Alexandra said, I think Ione coming free of the maiden card and Elm still being there for her when she was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when she kicked him out and he stayed on her at her door. I was like,
yeah, you love that.
And then she opened the door and let him come in, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cute.
We just need to make King Elm into real.
But I love Elm
real life
and
person.
her. They just worked so well. They were adorable.
Yeah.
And I loved them so much.
Anyway.
But yeah.
I think that's all it was
50.
We're almost here for an hour.
I think that's all I have to say. Anyone else have anything they have to say?
Do these guys have any favorite parts?
I think we read a few.
Should we talk about our January book, Stephanie? Thank you, Stephanie, for
things moving.
Landing our plane. So we thought long and hard about January.
There's 2 books that we're jumping between.
Yes.
I need to think of what the other
One
ones.
because we've talked about it before here
Yeah.
on the book club, and you
and
guys
it's an author we like.
you guys are keen. Do you have it up there somewhere? Or did you
I don't
pull
have
it
the
down?
book.
Oh,
I
you
don't
don't
have
have
the
it,
book.
so we have to
I
get
don't
it.
have either of the books.
Okay, so the first book is called The Great Alone
The Great Alone
by Kristen Hanna.
So that's one option.
because it's Alaska and it's winter, it's
Yeah.
January. We thought that would sort of fit the vibe. The second one is actually a Goodreads nominee.
Yep.
If
Pull
we're
it up.
into
Pull
that.
it up.
Is which one? The Sally one?
No.
Or the other one? That other
The
one?
other
That
one.
Leonie or whatever.
Whatever.
Names
Please
are
hold.
names are hard.
She's pulling it up.
Where do we see that?
Alexandra said, is it another really sad KH book? I actually don't know if it's really sad.
Oh, Kristen
I've never-
Hanna? Oh,
I've never read
I'm
it.
gonna probably just say yes because we
Well,
all
I
know.
read the four winds, and I didn't find that one as sad.
Oh, no?
So,
Okay.
like, it's still emotional, but not like I wasn't sobbing. Like that was with the other one. So I don't know if it. I don't know if it.
It's just
would
new.
be
It was
super
out
sad.
in September, I said. Here it is. Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty. Just a second. I'll get it up.
That's the other option.
That one. Can we see that? We just, when we were looking at the nominees for like best books on Goodreads for 2024,
I see some people saying Onyx Storm
I don't think it's out yet.
comes out in January.
Does it come out in January?
Yeah, but I feel
But
like
it's
hard
a
'cause
book
it's
3.
a third book.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'll read
Yeah.
it.
So Auntie Ducky said The Great Alone does make you cry.
Okay.
So everyone keep that in mind.
Just read 4 wins. It comes out end of January. I think that's going to be
That's too tight.
too quick for me.
Plus, yeah, it's the third book.
I want to
so it's a little
enjoy
hard.
it. I want to
savor it.
I want to
I
savor
just hope
it.
it's good. I hope it's
hope it
better
is.
than Iron Flame.
I hope it is too.
So yeah, what are we
So,
thinking?
What do you guys
wanna
want? Do you want the Kristen Hanna one or do you want the Here One Moment book? You're talking about making a 5-book
Yeah.
series. I have heard that. Great Alone, Kristen Hanna, Here One Moment, Here One Moment.
What the dogs decide?
Let the dogs. Oh yeah, we did stuff like that
How
last.
would we do that?
They have to like sniff
But
one.
we don't have either book.
You put your book on your phone. I'll put the book on my phone, and whichever Piper
We
comes
can
up to,
get little dog treats or something.
and we could do
Get
that.
like dog kibble.
I bet you
everyone
they'll
can
just
go
come
to
to one of us. You could just
okay,
do one
just
of us.
open the door and call
and
them.
say
So I'll be Kristen Hanna. You be the other one.
the other one.
What's
Here
the
One
other one?
Moment.
Here One Moment.
Okay, hold please. Can I borrow a dog? Piper.
Piper. But what if
She's sleepy.
she's dozy, guys? She just was sleeping.
Oh, she's so sleepy.
She's not gonna move.
These guys know. I
Okay.
never see you sleepy.
Well, how are you gonna do it if she's right here?
Well, now we're gonna have to get creative.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Let's see who
she
she.
looks uncomfortable. Piper,
Okay.
which one are you gonna go to?
Okay. Let's put a hand out and see which
Okay.
hand. These guys can't see
Don't
us.
know what to do.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. We'll put our hand out right in front of her nose, like this, and see which one she goes to.
Okay. She's gonna do neither.
Right in the middle. Oh, she's kind of going to me.
You.
She kind of went to me.
Okay, we'll do your book.
Okay, so Here One Moment.
That was funny.
Hopefully
She
that's
literally
okay.
shook her
Hopefully that's okay with you guys. Hi, you're so sleepy.
You guys back in. Choose wisely for babies.
You sit with grandma.
Well, neither.
Say hi to them.
So Here One Moment is our book, right, Piper? You're such a good girl.
When are we gonna have it? They're probably gonna want to know that.
Yes. So Here One Moment is our book. And let's say, I know, girl. I
Oh.
feel ya. I feel ya. She's so unbothered.
She's so tired.
Oh, she is cute. Well, so we could do the
What's the last Sep-
26th
What's the last September in January?
Sunday. The last Sunday.
Did I
The
say
last September in
I'm so
January.
tired.
So we could do January 26th, or we could do February 1st.
Is February 1st a Saturday?
Oh, sorry,
though?
February 2nd.
February 2nd. What do you guys want? February 2nd or January
January
26th? I think Mark is away that weekend, perhaps in January. So I'll be all by myself.
Well, I
January
think they're
20.
on
Everyone wants January
26th.
26th. Okay. Oh, there's some seconds. Well, shoot. February's a short month.
Yeah, so maybe we need some
So
extra
I think
time.
we might have to do January.
Okay, let's do January 26th.
January 26th. It is 8 o'clock Eastern.
Standard time.
Yep.
The usual things.
Yep.
Did we ever decide on our giveaway?
Oh, we didn't. Yes, we did.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the
giveaway for this month.
The giveaway was, we just decided right before we started this tonight, was the Goodreads fiction winner for 2024, which is called The Wedding People. And both of us were like, we're not going to read that. And then we watched some YouTubers that we follow that are book sort of reviewers,
Book girls.
and they loved it. So I think I'm going to read that book too. So yeah.
So the giveaway
Is The Wedding People.
Is The Wedding People.
So how do we, is there a bride and groom emoji? You guys show us if there's a bride emoji, bride groom.
It might.
I bet you there is.
It might be.
And then if you use that emoji,
so bride or groom, I don't care what you use.
So use that emoji under our Instagram post from today.
The
And
book
that's
club
all you
Instagram
have to put.
post.
Don't say giveaway, don't do anything, or
I'm pretty sure you can't.
the bots will attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Perfect.
Then you might have a chance to win The Wedding People. I probably, honestly, I say I don't select it for 24 hours. It's usually more like 3 or 4 days, to be so honest.
Yeah. But
I try to
she'll
give
search you
time.
out.
I try to give time so that anyone international who can't watch it when we're live and
Has
watches it
time.
later still has time to enter if
Yeah.
they would like to.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So thank you for being here, you guys. I hope you have a freaking phenomenal New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I will be doing nothing.
I have no idea what I'm
Jess
doing.
will probably be doing something. You usually have plans.
I try. We'll see.
But
we'll see.
Stay safe, and we will see you in the new year, 2025. So
2025.
excited. And have a great evening.
Yes.
It's past my bedtime. I'm going to go blow my nose.
Okay.
I can't breathe.
Bye.
Bye, guys.